Hi, welcome back to ODE YouTube channel, and today I am here for another Pens for the Month video. This video should have been posted in March because it's Pens for March, but I'll show it anyway during now, which is April. But I didn't have time to make videos in the last few days, so I don't really remember the last time I had so much time away from the channel. But now I'm back and let's show you the pens. So these are pens for March 2022, although it is April already. So I will start this video. I will show you the pens in alphabetical order, and I want to start by saying that this will be a long video as usual, and I'm showing you 39 pens. 52 pens were the pens on the pens for February, so I decreased quite a lot the number of pens that are inked, and I'm running out of the ink vent calendar inks that are still inside of some of these pens. And let me just show you, and I will start with this pen, and this is the Aurora Duocard in yellow. This is a pen that I really love, with a semi-hooded nib made of steel, only available as a medium nib, but it is a very, very good writer, and I love yellow pens. So the first one is this Aurora Duocard yellow with a medium nib, and the ink I have inside is, as usually or as frequently, Parker Quink Black. And this is quite a stiff nib. There will be not a lot of line variation, or none at all, but this is really a nice pen that really shows the evolution from the Aurora 88, for example. So I think this is a very well made pen and very well placed in historical terms for the brand. Just checking here some of the features of the camera. The next pen that I'm showing you is, so the first one is from Italy, the second one is this. This is the Benu. The Benu Ambrosia and the Benu brand was a Russian brand, but because of all these war in Ukraine and because of some of people from Benu not supporting these politics from Russia, they left Russia and now they are operating from somewhere else. I'm not completely sure which was the country. Maybe Armenia. I'm not completely sure. I should have checked these right before I made the video, but I think it's that. So Benu is no longer Russian, and this is the Ambrosia, which is a newer collection, which is fun, typical of Benu, lots of glitter and other shiny elements, and it has a flower, and it has a medium number 5 Schmidt nib made of steel. It is a cartridge pen and it is quite good. It's really a fun pen. So this is the Benu Ambrosia brown orchid with a medium, there is an M there, medium Schmidt steel nib, and the ink it has inside is Leonardo Officina Italiana purple. And this is also quite a stiff nib, but a really good one. Although it is stiff, you can feel some bounce. Maybe some people would say there is some line variation. I would not. Let me just bring it here. So this is no pressure, this is with some pressure. It puts more ink on paper. It has a little bit of bounce, but not really a flex nib. So it is a fun pen. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned, the Aurora also had a medium steel nib. The next pen is another Benu. This is my favorite Benu of all. This is called Benu Euphoria Caviar. I've been showing you this pen a lot in the channel because I really like it. It's mostly grey, but then it has these sparkly things. And it is a big pen, as you may see, and I like it a lot. It has a number 6 nib, also a Schmidt nib, and a medium nib. And let me just show you, this is the Benu Euphoria Caviar with a medium steel nib. Caviar is the name of this color scheme. And inside it has diamine, inkvent calendar for 2021, and the ink is number 9 Tempest, which is really a nice ink, I would say. This also allows, or not also, this one allows for much more of a line variation than the previous one. I think the nib on this Benu pen is really a great one. I enjoy this pen a lot. I like it. It's big. It is bold because it has all this shiny stuff, but not as bold as this one, for example. By the way, I want to tell you that this one will be in a giveaway very soon if everything goes according to plan, because I'm getting back to the channel. This is the first video that I'm making since these 2 weeks off. This pen will be given away, I hope, this week. So pay attention, I will announce it. The next pen I have to show you is this. This is an older pen. This is a Diplomat pen. I've showed you this pen sometimes. It has a nice color, the Diplomat cross there. It has a fine steel nib, semi-hooded nib, like this. And it takes cartridges. And the cartridges for this pen are no longer made, but you can put inside cartridges from Cross. So there is a way to make this work. And this is the Diplomat Pop 505 Lilac with a fine steel nib. And inside it has a lovely ink, the diamine inkvent calendar 2021 number 5 Harmony. This is really, this doesn't have line variation. It's really a fine pen, but it's quite good. I like these kind of pens that are made of plastic with metal cap. Same kind of system as a Parker 45. Then it posts very deeply, so it doesn't get back weighted. I think this is really a well-made pen. Let me just bring the camera back. I don't need to bring the camera back. Let me just zoom out just a little bit so you can see until the end of the paper. Okay, better this way. Sorry about that. Let's go for the next one. So this one is from Germany. So far all have steel nibs, and they will keep having steel nibs. And the next pen is from the United States, although it's called Italia. It is the Ensso Italia. It has a completely Italian kind of design. It has a steel clip, but otherwise all the pen is made of copper, except for the feed, of course, that's plastic, and the nib, which is made of steel. Again, this is a nib from Bock. Oops, sorry, hate the camera. It has several, not several, have in two places the Greek key. It is a very nice pen. I love Bock nibs. I love the feel to it and the kind of texture it has. And I love copper pens. So this is very well made. It is a cartridge converter pen. And it has another amazing thing, is that we may not love to post pens. It depends on each one of us. I usually don't post pens unless the pens scream to me, please post me because I was designed to be posted. This is kind of one of those kind of pens. You can use it perfectly without posting, but if you want to post it, look where the cap goes. It posts so deeply that although very heavy because it's all copper, it's still very well balanced. I think this pen is very well designed. I love this pen. So this is the Ensso. I think this nib may be a little thick, but this is the kind of the inconsistency, or a little broad, this kind of the inconsistency you find several times in Bock nibs, although I love Bock nibs. This is Ensso Italia copper with a fine steel nib, and the ink inside is again my kind of favorite Parker Quink Black. I love the kind of feedback, I love the feel of this pen on paper, and I love how Bock nibs behave. So you can really have it with no line variation or with a little bit. It has a number 6 nib. I love this pen, I love the nib. I think it is great. I really enjoy this pen. And we are talking about heavy pens, this one from United States. I have another heavy pen, but this one is from Ireland, and it is my Gravitas with skulls. I'm waiting for a very special Gravitas pen to arrive. It will be a pocket pen, it will have skulls, and it will be made of copper. So it is amazing, but I'm still waiting for it on the mail. So this is the Gravitas, made of steel, very heavy and with lots of skulls. It is very well made, and I think the nibs are specially tuned because it's a really good nib. This is a medium Iovo nib, and it is a cartridge converter pen. So this is the Gravitas stainless steel skull edition with a medium steel Iovo nib, and the ink inside is one of my favorite. It is my favorite red for sure. It is the William Shakespeare. Sorry, I forgot to write before, so it is the Mont Blanc William Shakespeare. It was a special edition from Mont Blanc. It is a beautiful ink. It's no longer available, but it is really nice, and I'm using it. I don't care that I'm using it as my primary red, but I really like it, and I don't know what's the point of trying to use up the inks that I don't love so much to save the inks that I really love. I think it's better to use the inks that I do love, and imagine if I die tomorrow, at least I've been using the inks that I enjoy. So I'm getting into that kind of mindset now and trying not to buy too many inks because I don't really need more inks. But sometimes we just can't resist. The next pen is Jinhao. It is very dirty. I showed this before. It has lots of ink inside of the cap. But sometimes when I'm a little sick of a pen, of writing with a pen, sometimes I pick a syringe, I empty the rest of the cartridge and I put it down inside this Jinhao, and it holds it very well. It is a messy ink mix, and I use it and the pen doesn't fail. It's now empty, and because it has such a broad line, it goes over it very easily. So It is one pen that is almost inked because I use it sometimes to make very large notes. So this is the Jinhao Centennial Koi with a steel fude nib, which means it's this. And inside it has some ink mix. And the line variation it allows is this kind of thing, or you can do it right like that and have smaller line, or do like this. So it allows for line variation, not depending on the flexibility of the nib, but on the angle you put the pen on paper. It's running out of ink, but I kind of enjoy it. It's just, and if I lose it, or if it gets clogged by all these, I can put it all apart and clean it, or if one day it gets really destroyed, I don't really care. It is a very inexpensive pen, but it's a very good one. It's not that I don't care about the pen, I don't care so much for how much I paid for it. Now, of course, this is Chinese, and now we are going back into Germany, and we'll stay there for a while because, you guessed it, we are going to go with Kaweco. The first Kaweco was a collaboration for Asia, for Taiwan, I think, Singapore, I don't remember now, and this is a Hello Kitty collaboration. It has the regular Kaweco logo, it is matte pink, made of aluminium, but it has a lovely Hello Kitty face on the nib instead of the Kaweco. The feed is the regular Kaweco feed, but there you have Hello Kitty face, which is kind of cute. So this is the Kaweco AL Sport Hello Kitty with, this one is a fine steel nib, and ink inside is Divine Design Pink. I think this is getting a little bit out of ink because now I have some skips, and this usually doesn't skip, but I have no way of seeing it because, or it's very hard at least, because the nib, because the cartridge is opaque. But it is a very nice bright pink color that I enjoy from this brand, Divine Design. The next pen is a Kaweco Sport, but a special one. It is a Kaweco Collection, and it is the new one, the Iridescent Pearl. I cannot show you properly here on the channel easily, but you have a video where I reviewed it, so you can check it better. I will leave links below for the stores where you can find the pens, or where you can see the reviews on my channel. So this is the Kaweco. This is not called Kaweco Sport, although it's the Kaweco Sport. It is called Kaweco Collection Iridescent Pearl with an extra fine nib made of steel, the regular Kaweco nib, and the ink inside is Kaweco Paradise Blue. I got this pen from Kaweco for review, and so I didn't choose this kind of nib. For this kind of nib, this ink that is very light by Kaweco is not the best ink to use in an extra fine nib. Not because it doesn't behave well, but because it's not very visible. But it was an extra fine nib that I have, and I thought that this ink from my ink collection would be the one that would fit better. So that's why I chose this ink. Now let's go for the next pen, another Kaweco, and it is another Kaweco collection. You can see there it's written collection instead of Liliput, although it is a Liliput, and I love this color. It is so amazing. So let's screw this there. Made of aluminium with a steel nib, medium nib in this case, it is a cartridge pen. If you want to use converter, you can only use the short ones by Kaweco, the ones that have a kind of bowl filler. So this is the Kaweco Collection Liliput Green. This is a small pen, not small in length, but small in girth, but it's a very fun little pocket pen with a medium steel nib, and inside it has Kaweco Palm Green. It doesn't really have a real line variation, but if you press really hard, you can have some, but you'll need to press really hard. This green is just beautiful. Now we'll go to another Kaweco collection pen, and these Kaweco collections are collections that are made for limited periods of time, and this is an older version from last year. This is the Kaweco collection. The model is the special and the color is red. So this is the Kaweco collection. This is the pen that I would say it is the pen for Santa Claus, because I think this dark red and gold goes very well with some Christmas spirit. So Kaweco collection Special Red. In this case it has an extra fine nib, regular like the other ones, the same size of a number 5 steel nib, but this one is gold plated, and I don't think that this extra fine nib is that good. It is a little bit more scratchy than usual, and inside it has, which color, let me check, again, the Mont Blanc William Shakespeare. But as you can see, it looks so much different from a medium to an extra fine nib, and if you ask me, although I prefer fine nibs, I prefer this William Shakespeare in wetter and broader lines. Now, the next pen is another Kaweco collection, and it is from last year. This is the Kaweco Collection Vibrant Violet. So it is another AL Sport, really, because it's made of aluminium with a regular Kaweco nib. So this is the Kaweco Collection Vibrant Violet with a medium steel nib, and inside it has Kaweco Summer Purple. In this case it has a very nice Kaweco nib, and I never had problems with fine or medium Kaweco nibs. Sometimes I don't love as much the extra fine ones, but the fine and medium are always good in my personal experience. I got this one from Kaweco for review. The next one is a Kaweco Liliput, which is a fun one, made of copper. You know I love copper pens. And this one is always inked inside my backpack, inside the Maxpedition pouch. I almost never clean it. It always has some kind of a dirty ink mix like the Jinhao Centennial, and it usually keeps up every time. It seals very well, and sometimes there are months when I use it only for this video, for this monthly video, and nothing more. It's just there as a backup, and it is always great. So this is the Kaweco Liliput. Okay, because I said it was okay, it's now skipping, but Kaweco Liliput in copper with a fine steel nib, and it takes cartridges. Okay, it's failing, but it has a reason why it's failing, because it's now the cartridge is dirty, but it's empty. That's why it's failing. So it has an excuse. I think this will be an opportunity to get it cleaned. I will not polish it, just clean, flush the pen, and then it will go back to service sometime. But I think I will replace it on that pouch for the Liliput green. So this has inside some ink mix, and it has this skippy line because it is empty. Not pen's fault, it is my fault. Pens don't ink up themselves alone. So, next pen, we still have 3 Kaweco to go. Always, lots of them. So, this is the Kaweco Perkeo in all clear. So, Kaweco Perkeo is a longer pen, faceted both in cap and the barrel. It has a triangular shaped section, and it has a number 5 nib made of steel and transparent, clear transparent feed that gets the color of the ink. This one will take long cartridges or converters. So this is the Kaweco Perkeo all clear. This one has a fine steel nib. This one has kind of a lot of feedback, but nice one, not a bad one. And it has inside Kaweco Palm Green. Okay, and it is a very nice pen. If you ask me really my honest opinion, I think it's a good pen, but as it happens with the Lamy Safari, I'm not crazy about the triangular shape of the section, but it is made as a school pen. The next pen is this Grail pen, the Kaweco Sterling Sport. Very heavy pen made of sterling silver, the most expensive pen in my collection. This one has, yes, it has a gold nib. It is the first pen in this video with a gold nib, rhodium plated gold nib, number 5 also. So this is the Kaweco Sterling Sport with a fine gold nib, and it has Kaweco Caramel Brown. This nib has some feedback, and it always has some line variation. I think this bounciness is because it is a gold nib, and I think it's quite good. I like this pen. I just wished it had a little bit more patina. It now has several scratches, although it lives inside a pen pouch, a leather pen pouch, but the silver is really a very soft material. The next pen is a Kaweco Student with a white barrel, gold metal section with a gold colored steel nib, number 5 nib, the same nib as in all the other pens that I showed you, and with a very nice chocolate brown cap. So this is the Kaweco Student, and this color is called 20s Jazz, and it has inside again Kaweco Caramel Brown. And this nib, you can see, is not as flexible as the one above, and this one is a medium nib, and this allows us to see that gold nibs are a little broader than the regular steel nibs. They work a little bit more like a medium than as a fine. Now, the next pen is a Lamy pen that I was sent by Applebaum as a loan for review, and this is the Lamy Ideos or Ideos, I'm not sure. It has these Ideos, not sure how it is said. It has an extra fine nib again, made of steel, the same kind of nib that you'll find on the Lamy Ion. It has a triangular, not really triangular grip. It has all the pen has this kind of tear of drop shape, and it is a fun pen, cartridge converter pen that I need to review very soon. So this is the Lamy Ideos This one has an extra fine steel nib, and inside it has a cartridge of Lamy blue. This is a nib that writes really well, no line variation. I think this is a good nib. I'm used to it on the Ion. I don't love this pen as much as the Ion, but the review will come soon. And the next pen will be with an L, but we'll change from Germany to Italy, and we have a Leonardo Officina Italiana pen. This one has this translucent, frosty black color, and it's called the Leonardo Pura. It has a black nib. This is a nice one. So, this is the Leonardo. I will not write everything. So, Leonardo Pura. And this color is called Anthracite Gray, or Grigio Anthracite, if I could speak Italian. And then it has a fine Jowo steel nib. Now they use Jowo nibs with a ebonite feed, which is a nice feature for Jowo nib in my opinion. And then it has inside one of my favorite colors ever, Mont Blanc Racing Green. This ink is long discontinued now. I have a stash of it in the basement, and I'm using it not to get rid of it, but to enjoy the ink. The next pen is a Chinese one. This is the Majohn Q1. It can also be found as Moonman Q1, and it is a short, fat pen that you can post like this to write with it. It has a Jinhao nib because it was the only way it could come with a medium nib, because apparently they were not having this pen with medium Moonman nibs or Majohn nibs. This is an eyedropper pen that I converted to a cartridge pen, and you can check a video that I made about that, about how to make this adaptation. So this is the Majohn Q1 transparent with a medium steel nib, and this pen writes really well. Inside it has Sheaffer script blue, and you can try to force some line variation, but then it railroads. But it's really a nice pen. It's really nice to write with, and it's comfortable. You may think it isn't because it has this very fatty aspect, but it's really good pen. Now, the next one is a pen that doesn't love the ink it has inside, but it's getting out of it, so it may skip, but it doesn't love that ink. This is the Parker International Duofold Mosaic Blue. International Duofold is a model that is a little bit smaller than the Centennial Duofold. It has a very nice nib, all rhodium plated, not a two-tone nib, as it was usual with the special edition. So this is the Parker International. This is an ink that shines a lot, and I think it's too thick and the pen doesn't love it. International Duofold Mosaic Blue, or Blue Mosaic. It has a medium steel nib. This is a beautiful material with all these parts. I really enjoy it. And ink it has inside this diamine Inkvent calendar. And how is it called? Number 7 Euletite. So it is an interesting ink, but maybe a little too thick for the pen, but the pen is just gorgeous. It's not very big, but it's very beautiful. The next pen is again a Parker pen, a much more modern one that's now available. This is the Parker Vector XL. It is a newer version of the Vector, and it's really a very good writer. You can check some videos about this on Wasky Squirrel's channel. I didn't review it yet, and he made several videos about this pen and also from the Waterman. So this is the Parker Vector. I think it's Waterman Allure, which is very similar to this one. This is Parker Vector XL in black. It has a fine steel nib. It's not a very beautiful nib, and it doesn't remind us of the Vector line, but this is good. These are good pens that Parker makes, and Parker knows how to make good pens. Maybe they are not always very exciting, but they are very good writing instruments. And this one is not expensive. And it has inside Parker Quink Permanent Blue. The nib has nothing special. It just flows well. It is really a fine nib. No line variation or anything fancy, but it just works. And sometimes what we need is just a pen that works. Now, from Parker, from UK, where that pen was made, if I remember correctly, I think it was... Okay, maybe it's not written there. Yes, it's there. Not sure if it will focus. Made in UK. So the next pen is from Germany. Okay, that one was from UK. This one doesn't have anything engraved. So some people say it's made in China. I'm not sure. The next pen is from Germany, and it is a Pelikan. With this fine steel nib. So this is the Pelikan M200 in Anthracite with a fine steel nib, and the ink it has is Diamine Inkvent Calendar 2021 number 23 Wonderland, which is a very nice, interesting orange, yellowish orange ink. I really think this ink is nice. The next pen is the same model. This is the M200, but it is the golden barrel. This was sent to me by Appleboom for review. I need to review it and send it back, but I didn't have the time recently. And it has inside an ink that has lots of glitter, but the pen itself has lots of glitter in the material. So this is the Pelikan M200 golden barrel. This is a special edition with a medium steel nib, similar nib to the other one, just small differences in the logo. And inside it has an ink for this pen, which is the Pelikan Edelstein Golden Barrel, which is the ink that I saw so far with the heaviest shimmer. I'm not sure if I can show it easily, but I think you can see. It has lots of shimmer, this ink. So let's go for the next pen. And I'm running out of free space on my camera, so let's see if I can go this video to the end. Okay, or if I have to stop it and then download the file and do it again. This is a Pilot Costume 67, and it's written somewhere there. Please, there. Pilot Costume 67. It is a pen that's very similar to the 74, just an older version with small differences. It has a gold nib, number 5 gold nib. So this is the Pilot Costume 67 in black with gold trim with a medium gold nib, and inside it has, what does it have? A Graf von Faber-Castell hazelnut brown. This nib can have some line variation, but more than line variation, it has really some bounce when writing. So it's very nice feel. I really think this pen is interesting and it has kind of a vintage look. The next pen is also from Japan, also a pen with a gold nib. By the way, the Parker Duofold also had a gold nib, and it has a very similar model. It is green, kind of a translucent green, as you can see there, and this part on top is grey and the section is grey and the end of the barrel is grey. It is a cartridge converter pen, gold nib number 5. This is a very nice pen, the Pilot Costume 74. This is called Forest Green. Also a medium nib. This is the current version of that Model 67 that I just showed you. And inside it has the Diamine Inkvent calendar from 2019, Mistletoe. So this is from the previous Inkvent calendar, and as you may see, it also has the same kind of line variation, which is really fun. This is really a very good pen, and it's more kind of on the affordable side of a gold nibbed pen. I think this is really a nice one. I enjoy it a lot. Now, let me just change the page and let's go and let's try to fit the rest of the pens in the remaining amount of space I have. So I have here the Pilot Costume 743. This is 74, this is 743, which is a little bit bigger. It is a nice pen. It is really the same pen as the Pilot Costume 823, but instead of a vacuum filler, it is just a cartridge converter pen, and I prefer cartridge converter pens. It has a number 15 nib. Where is the other one? Where did I put it? Here. Number 15 nib instead of the smaller number 5 nib of the Costume 74. All these need to be reviewed soon. So this is, let's see if this is all in frame. This is the Pilot. This is really a nice pen. Pilot Costume 743. So if you like the 823 but you don't love vacuum fillers, this is a good one. In black with gold trim. I think it's also available in red. And okay, this one has a fine gold nib, as I told you. This one is fine and it is gold. It doesn't have the same kind of bounce as the other ones. And inside it has, guess what? Parker Quink Black. This has a little bit more of feedback because it is a smaller point of the nib, but not really feedbacky. And this is the line. You can also have some line variation if you force it a little bit, but it's not as bouncy as the number 5 nib on the Costume 74. The next pen is also a Pilot, also from Japan. This is the Pilot Lucina, but this one has a small nib, but this one is made of steel. Cartridge converter pen, and this is called Pilot Lucina in red with a fine steel nib, and inside it has Diamine Inkvent Calendar 2021 number 14, and the color is called Red Robin. This is really a fine nib, and this one will have no line variation. So it's really a different thing from the other gold nibbed pilots. The last pilot I have to show you is the pilot Petit 1. It is a very small pen with this kind of nib, and this is plastic pen, pocket pen, very short. This is the pilot Petit 1 with a fine steel nib, and inside it has a pilot blue cartridge. There is no line variation, but no flow issues at all. So this is a very nice, inexpensive plastic pocket pen. I will make a video on pocket pens soon, so this will be there, because it is a fun one. And now, we'll change, not completely, because we'll change the brand, but not the country. So we'll stay in Japan, and the next pen is this. This is a Platinum 3776 gathered, which has these kind of rings, this vintage look, and this Platinum 3776, it has a click-on-place cap instead of a screw cap, and it has this kind of regular 3776 Platinum nib. This one is a medium. And so, let me show you. Okay, it's now skipping. It has a very dry ink inside. Platinum 3776 in black. It's also available in red, burgundy, with a medium gold nib, and the ink it has is Sailor. I think it's called Ink Studio 650. This one has lots of feedback. It has a very fine line for a medium, lots of feedback, and this pen dries a little bit. And I think it's because it is a click-on-place cap instead of a screw cap, but it is a nice pen and I needed to have it in my collection. I will show you the review one day and I will explain better, I already did in some other videos, why I needed this pen. The next one is a pen that I've been having it inked for a long time and I really like it, the Rotring 600 in black. It is a faulty pen, but it's amazing and I'm happy I bought it, although you can see the fault there. It has a medium steel nib by Rotring. It is a cartridge converter pen made of metal. I like it. This is a Rotring 600 in black with a medium steel nib, and the ink is Montblanc William Shakespeare 1 of my currently favorite inks. Faceted pen from Germany. So this was a jump from Japan to Germany just to go back to Japan for a Sailor, and I love this one. This is the Sailor King of Pen, and I love this pen. I love this gold, big gold two-tone nib. So this is the Sailor 1911, sorry, Sailor King of Pen. The color of this one is dark champagne, a transparent or translucent resin cartridge converter pen with this medium gold nib that you can see. It allows for really a lot of line variation and it has no pressure. Montblanc, now some pressure. It railroad racing green. And it railroads a little bit sometimes because this nib actually allows for more line variation than it really can keep up with. You need to prime the feed just to be able to do that kind of line variation, but look at this M, you can really have some line variation, but that's not what I'm looking for in this pen. I love this pen. I've been using it a lot because I really enjoy it, and I've been refilling it constantly as I use it. And now we go to Italy, and I have the Centennial Libra, which is an amazing piston filler pen. So we have 3 piston filler pens so far. Three. It was the Leonardo and the 2 Pelikan. And this is also a piston filler pen. This is the Centennial with a white gold nib made in-house. It's ended with an ebonite feed. I love this pen. This is the Centennial Libra in olive color with a fine gold nib, and the ink it has inside is KWZ Oscar, an exclusive ink for the store Fontoplumo that was kindly sent to me by Frank from Fontoplumo to use, and I love this pen. This ink, the pen and ink combo pen is almost perfect. Actually, if I assume this is a piston filler pen, which it is, then it is perfect. I don't usually love piston filler pens as much as I love cartridge pens, but this one really is a perfect pen with piston filler. The next one is from the United States, and it is a Sheaffer feather touch nib made of gold. Nice one. So this is the Sheaffer Balance 2, and the color is Crimson Glow. This material is beautiful, and it has which is the nib of this one. This is a fine nib, and inside it has diamine Inkvent calendar 2021 number 22 black ivy. And this pen sometimes skips, maybe it is also the ink, but it allows for some line variation, which is kind of fun. And now I think I may need to stop the video, download some of what I've recorded so far, and then to keep recording this because I'm running out of space on my phone. This is getting out of control. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and now I have some more extra room on my memory for the last 6 pens. Let me just show you how these kind of black ink on the Sheaffer balance has some sheen. I hope you can see it. So let's go to the final 6 pen. So the next pen is also from the United States, also a Sheaffer, and it is this Sheaffer Intrigue, which is a very interesting model with this shape of the cap and also this kind of shapes on the barrel, and this one has a gold nib with a fine nib, very fine nib. So this is the Sheaffer Intrigue in blue, and this one has kind of a soft spot, not in the real sense it's only smooth on that place, but it doesn't write well out of that not soft spot, sweet spot. This one has a fine gold nib, and the ink it has inside is Diamine Macassar. These kind of pens with these inlaid nibs by Sheaffer will not offer you any line variation, but they are fun to use. And because they are fun, I also have another Sheaffer with this one. And this is a Sheaffer Legacy 2. This is a very interesting one with these lines. It's called Linear Matte Black, I think. Yes. And it has this kind of nib made of gold. This one is a cartridge converter pen. This is a cartridge converter or touchdown filler. It depends on the accessory you put inside. Gold nib. This is really a very nice pen. I really like it. So I bought it used. The only problem is that the clip moves a little bit, but I think it was a very nice purchase. So this is the Sheaffer Legacy 2. It is a very wet pen. It is just amazing. Linear black or linear matte black. So these words are changed. And this one has a medium gold nib, and the ink is Sheaffer Script Turquoise, and the ink looks amazing in this pen. I know that this may be a little bit too fat for what I usually like, but the feel of the pen, the size, the diameter of the pen, all is so great on the hand or in the hand that I don't really care that the line may be a little bit too broad for what I usually enjoy, because I really enjoy this pen. It's really a very nice pen. The next one is not that impressive, but it is very fun. It's this. This is a Sheaffer Triumph Imperial. This one has a steel nib, but same kind of inlaid nib. It is smaller, more humble version of those, and it is a cartridge or converter pen. And so let's see, this is Sheaffer Triumph Imperial 444 with fine steel nib, and ink is Diamine Inkvent Calendar 2021 number 11 Festive Joy. Again, it writes well, it will not have any line variation, and it has a finer line than the one above. I think this is a very interesting pen, made of steel, with this cap with short clip, and to me, it matches the same kind of idea of a Parker 45. So maybe that is a versus video I need to make someday, because I really think that this pen is quite good. I bought it used and I really like it. The cap moves a little bit when it's capped, but I don't think I really care about that. It's really a great pen. So if you find one of those, buy it, because I think they are really worth it. It may not be the most perfect pen. More perfect pen is this one, but these are much more expensive. I have to say this one cost me the double of that one and still very cheap, but I was lucky. The next pen is a pen that was sent to me by Tibaldi for review, and I could keep it. It has an amazing material, it's just beautiful. This is the Tibaldi. The material is gorgeous. So we jump from United States to Italy. You can see fine nib with half an eagle there. And the section has the same material as the rest of the pen. This is the Tibaldi Bononia, and the color is Martini Olive. It has a fine steel nib, but with a ebonite feed, which is always a nice detail. And it has Montblanc Racing Green again. So I'm really using this ink not to spend it, but to use it, to enjoy it. And you can see that it looks quite different on this fine nib to the medium nib on the Sailor King of pen. So this is something about fun about inks. We can make reviews, sometimes we make really amazing swatches, and then when we have them in pens, sometimes inks look something really different from what they look on videos and stuff. The next pen, and there are two pens to go, is this. This is a Waterman Reflex that my parents gave me many years ago. It has kind of this marbling thing, but it is just on the surface. There is no chatoyance to it, and it has a steel gold colored nib, and it is a cartridge converter pen. So this is the Waterman Reflex marbled green with a fine steel nib, and the ink inside is Visconti green. Now, about this pen, again, nothing amazing, nothing special, no line variation, anything special about the nib, but it works well, it is resistant, I have it for many years now. It takes international cartridges, you can put two, like that, and it really performs well, so, and it is inexpensive, so it's nice to have this kind. It's not no longer made, this model, but it's nice to have some affordable pens from brands that really know how to make pens that's right. They may not be the most exciting ones, but they do really perform well. And the final pen was a pen that I received quite recently. It is a pen from that amazing guy called William Shakur in the United Kingdom, and he makes 3D printed pens, and this is a pen that he made. It is the Shakur Titan Pocket. So it is kind of a strange thing. I need to get another pen here. So we have here a Kaweco Sport. It's not that much bigger than a Kaweco Sport, you can see that. But while the Kaweco Sport, when you post it, it has a number 5 nib, this one you can also post, and it becomes not much longer than a Kaweco Sport regarding the pen itself, but the nib is a monster number 8 nib instead of the number 5 nib, and that is kind of amazing. Additionally, this one has this kind of yellowish strange color that I like. Where did you go? And additionally, it is a piston filler, so all this is full with ink, and this has this titanium nib. So how cool is this? This is really a cool pen. I think this is amazing. If you want one of these pens, go to his Instagram account and send him a private message, and he will reply to you and tell you what you need to get one of those. I think they are really nice pens. So it is a pocket pen when closed. It is a full-sized pen, almost an oversized one with a big nib when it is like this, when it is posted. Let me just show you something else. Let me reach for it. When I showed you the Sailor King of pen, it is a big pen with a big nib. Let me just use it as I usually use it, which is unposted. And with the William Shakur posted, because I think it's more comfortable to use it posted. So, look, William Shakur is kind of the same girth as the Sailor King of pen, and it is kind of the same size. So, and it has an amazing titanium nib. So this is really amazing. I think this is a very fun pen to have. I would recommend it, sure. Maybe this color will not fit everyone's taste, but it is a very nice one. So let me show you. This is the William. Let me just show you a little bit of the line variation. Shakur. I'm not good at doing calligraphy, so Shakur. Let me put the flex on the T. Titan. Pocket. with a fine titanium nib, number 8 nib, very big, and the ink inside, guess what? No, it's not what you think it is. Waterman black, which I think it's almost the Parker Quink Black without the nice smell. So you can write with this nib, and if you don't press, you'll have a regular line, but if you press it a little bit heavier, you'll have lots of line variation. So this is really a fun pen. You have flex, a very big nib, oversized, and at the same time a pocket pen. So what else? I think this is really a very nice thing to be created. And I would say if you like Kaweco Sport, there will be many chances that you like this one, as you may like, for example, the Gravitas Pocket. So this is all I had to show you. Thank you for watching this long video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope I am back now for some more videos and without this kind of interruptions. But for the last 2 weeks I really had lots of stuff to do. I was a couple of days out of Portugal, so I really, if I had to make some videos, they would be in a hurry and they wouldn't be good at all. So I decided not to really publish anything, and I don't have any videos in stock. So I'm now creating new videos, creating new stock, and I hope I will not have to interrupt the channel soon again. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you'll be back for more videos. Check all the links and stuff below, and we'll meet again next video. Bye.